pushing my limits and all the drive that I have. Well, I'm going the distance with you. I didn't know what I had till I knew what was missing, and everything that I dread, well, I built a resistance with you. Catch me when I fall, and I'll keep you off the ground. You were gone, I wish you'd stay. I could look.
Hello everyone, assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well, and this is a Eid look for you guys. I hope you guys will enjoy the look. I am kind of living for the look totally. So if you guys actually want to see how I did this one, let's move on with the tutorial. I'm starting off with the base, but before applying any kind of base product, I'm just going to be applying this a.Revolution skincare CBD Nourishing essence spray, and this spray is so hydrating. You guys need to try this one out if you already have not. To prime, I'm going to be using two combinations, and one is the Huda Beauty Matte Perfection Pre-Makeup Base. This is for mattifying my face, and I want to hide out my pores too, and for that I'm going in with the Smashbox photofinish primer, and this is the pore minimizing one. I really like how this primer actually makes your skin a little bit sticky, so it can grab onto the foundation. Taking the next primer. I'm going to be focusing the pore minimizing one mainly on my nose and also in this portion of my face where I do have large pores. It's time to hide out the dark circles, and for that I'm using my usual Elegant Porosity Concealer in the shade Fawn. Now for foundation, I'm taking the Dior Forever foundation. This is the matte version, and this is in the shade 4W41, and I am actually loving this foundation recently. Like, it is so good. It actually makes your skin look like you have a doll skin. It kind of like perfects everything. It looks so good. So I'm going to be using this one today. And another reason for liking this foundation is that it is very lightweight. It feels like nothing in the skin, and it blends away amazingly. I wouldn't say it's like a crazy full coverage foundation, but it is a medium to buildable coverage foundation, and it works amazingly in your skin. Let's use some concealer to highlight my face, and this is the Too Faced Born This Way Super Coverage Multi Sculpting Concealer, and I'm using the shade Warm Beige. This is such a good concealer, and you get a good amount of, like, half of a foundation amount concealer in this bottle. It's huge. I am also applying this one in my eyelids because I'm not going to be using any extra eyeshadow base today, just because I'm feeling a little bit lazy right now. So I'm just going to be covering up my lids with the concealer too. I actually like this concealer better than the Tarte Shape Tape one, because I think the Tarte one is a little bit more drying. But this one, it is very hydrating, it is very easy to apply, and it's also movable. It doesn't dry out quickly, so It is actually a really amazing concealer. I don't think I will be ever buying the Tarte Shade Tape one. This is kind of one of my holy grail, you might say. Okay guys, drum roll. So I am really excited about this one. I'm finally going to be using the Huda Beauty Tantour. This recently came out and I actually talked about this one just like 2 videos ago. And finally I have this one in hand, and I bought this one in the shade medium. So we're going to be giving this a go today, and the color is really nice. I hope it actually blends nicely too, and I've heard so many good things about this one, so I'm too excited. So I'm just going to be taking it with this brush and apply it in my face, and I will blend it out with my sponge. So let's just blend it out and see how it blends. Wow, it actually didn't even take that much of effort to blend out. Ooh. Well, it actually blended out very easily, and I'm now just going to be setting my face with powder, and also I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder in the shade Blondie. So I've set my face and I also did my brows off camera, and now I'm just going to be doing one side of my eye makeup, then I will be right back to do this one. I'm absolutely living for the eye look today, and I am actually going to be using this Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette. This is the Makeup Revolution Shook eyeshadow palette, and to be honest, you guys need this eyeshadow palette. I will be talking more about this one after I finish the eye makeup, so let's jump right into it. The very first shade that I'm going to be using is Repost, and this is kind of like a pinkish tangerine orange type of shade, if you guys can see. And I am going to be using this one as my transition color in my transition area. Next, I'm going in with the shade Vibe, and this is going directly in my crease. Out of all the shade in this palette, this is one of my most favorite one. You guys will see in a minute why I love this one so much. Can you see how pigmented this one is? Like, I have never seen any shadow of this sort of color perform this well just like in a minute. I am more of going for a rounded shape today. I'm not going to be winging it out as much as I do always. Okay, so now that it is applied, I'm going to be now taking a little bit of concealer, cut the crease. I am going to be going for a rounded shape today, just as you can see in here. Like, I'm kind of doing a half moon, a complete half moon. Usually what I do is I kind of cut the lid halfway through, but I'm not gonna do that. I am going to be cutting it all the way roundedly today. And doing that actually kind of makes the colorful liner pop out more. So that's why I'm actually doing this. So now that I have created the shape, I am going to be applying a matte eyeshadow, and I am going to be mixing two matte eyeshadows together at first, because you know the shade that I'm looking for, I actually don't have it, so I kind of like mixed and created it. I am going to be showing you. So these are the two shades that I'm going to be mixing, just like this. I'm just going to be mixing this way so that I have this color. You know, this green teal color is more on the cooler side, and this one is just like more on the warmer side, but I want something in between, so I'm just going to be mixing them. This is from the Juvia's Place Tribe palette, and this is in the shade Sun, and this is from the Huda Beauty Electric Obsession palette. This is the teal shade. It doesn't have any name. So I'm just going to be stamping it on with my fingertips at first. And for the edge, I am just finishing it with a brush. And now I am just going to be stamping the crease color a little bit more, the same exact color, to deepen it a little bit. It's time for the liner, and I'm going to be using the Inglot gel eyeliner in the number 76. This is the white one. This is just matte white, but it actually dries down very quickly, so I'm going to be using this one, but it might get a little bit of clumpy, but it won't be taking any of the eyeshadow or any of the base that is underneath, which would have happened if I did use a white concealer. There is a possibility of making everything a little bit too wet and it might come off. So I'm not going to be using this one at first. I'm going to be using the gel eyeliner. Then afterwards, to make it a little bit more white, I'm just going to go over top with the concealer, and this is the a.Revolution one, and this is in the shade C0. And it is going to be a little bit of struggle, so I'm just going to be doing this part off camera. Okay, so the liner is laid down. Now just taking the concealer, and I'm going to be layering the concealer on top of the liner. Now from the Electric Obsession eyeshadow palette, I'm taking this blue color, and this is going in the inner portion of the liner. The second shade is the crease color that I used previously, reposed from the SOoo palette. The third shade is the crease color from the SOoo palette. Lastly, I'm using the exact green shade that I mixed for the outer V of the wing. Worry about the fallout because I'm going to be cleaning it out in a minute. So I'm just taking a wedge sponge like this, which is in the triangle shape, and I'm picking a little bit of foundation. It's going to be stamping it around the eyeliner edge so that it gets sharpened without any hassle. A little bit powder with the same wedge and applying it to set that area. Now again, I'm taking the yellow shade And lastly, I'm going to be applying it just above the transition color that I first applied, so that it has a nice gradient going on. I'll be right back now just after applying the false eyelashes. For the lower lash line, I'm taking the green combo that I made and applying it closely to my lash line. Don't worry about the fallout, I'll clean that up. Now taking the shade Vibe, which I used for my crease. Then again going in with the neon orangey shade from the SOoo palette. And lastly the yellow shade from the Huda Beauty palette. And now for the waterline, I'm taking this P. Louise Basic Brights eyeshadow base, and this is in the shade Yellow Eye Yellow. And finally, to highlight the brow bone and the inner corner, I'm using the shade Driven. So this was the look that I did, and let me know if you guys want a review of this SOoo palette, because I actually want to do an individual review on this palette because this palette is so good. Now let's just bronze up the face a little bit more. I'm using the W7 bronzer, and I'm using the soft angle contour brush, which is in the number F23 from Sigma Beauty. You can use code BASMA to get 10% off on their website. For blush, I'm taking this Absolute New York Chic Cheek Blush Duo, and the shades that this one carry is Pure Pink and Papaya. This is the Pure Pink and this is the Papaya shade. I'm going to be going in with the Papaya. For the highlighter, I'm using the cream from this one. Now for the highlight, I'm going to be using the cream from this one, and I will apply another powder highlighter, which I will tell you guys in a minute. And this is the shade Barbados, and you guys can see I have almost eaten it up. It's so good and I cannot get enough of it. It's almost finished. This just makes my highlighter extra popping, so I cannot skip this step actually. I think just I'm going in with another Huda palette today because I just want something extra popping with this eye look, and I am using this Northern Lights highlighter from the Winter Solstice highlighter palette. For the lips, going in with one of the most used lip liner. I think I have a problem with like using the things that I like over and over again, and I have been using this one like non-stop since I got this one, and I just love it so much, and it's just too good. And this is one of the most amazing lip liner, I would say, from the drugstore. So I'm using this L'Oreal Infallible lip liner in the shade Stripped Brown. Okay, for the lips, now I'm taking this Huda Beauty liquid matte, and this is in the shade Bombshell. This is actually not one of my most used one. I rarely actually use this one, so I do want to wear this one because I want a nude lip. Also applying a little bit of lip gloss, and this is one of my most favorite lip gloss from Jouer Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Skinnydip. So this is the final look, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial, and this is the last tutorial before Eid. So Eid is just knocking around the corner, so Eid Mubarak to you all. I hope your Eid is going to be very blessed, and I will be listing all the products down in the description box below. Make sure to check that out. And also, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. And if you're not following me on Instagram, then make sure you do follow me there because I'm mostly active in there. And yeah, if you like this video, then make sure to give this one a thumbs up. And also, so that I can reach much more audience, please do share this video with your friends and family. It will mean the world to me. The love and support that I always get from you guys is so much, and it is truly a blessing, I would say. And yeah, that's it. So I wish you guys a very happy Eid, and I will catch you guys again in my next video. Till then, you guys take care. Bye.
With you.